Hello and welcome to the first ever YouTube version of the Energy Support Report. Yay! The Energy Support Report, or ESR as I affectionately like to call it, has been an ongoing project of mine for the last 2 years and has up until now only been available to the students of the Open Classroom, which is a class that I host in my online school, the Akashic Crystal Healing Institute. But with 2020 coming in and ushering a bunch of new energy, I had to do some adjustments, shake some things up energetically for me, and has led to the outcome of the Open Classroom now being available to the public, which I'm really excited about because it's time. It's time that I share the Energy Support Report with a bigger audience. This is not to say that I'm leaving my students of the Open Classroom in the lurch, because they're getting some new things coming in for them as well. If you're interested in joining that, that's only $5 a month, and I'll leave the link for you right here. So you can sign up and not miss out on any of the fun. But for now, let's get back to the Energy Support Report for February. So every month on the 1st, I'll be dropping a video right here on YouTube that will provide an overview of the energy for the month that we're in. This means I'm going to go over the major astrological transits, the energy that they're bringing to us, how we can work through them in an effective way. I also channel a crystal of the month that we can work with, an oil of the month to work with, mantras for the month to repeat all month long, and we pull a card for our message of the month. So it really is all dictated and directed to bring you the best support for the energy of this month. So let's get started, shall we? This ESR is for February 2020, and this month is going to feel a lot different than January. Hands up if January was a tough ass month for you. Keep them up if January felt like it was 5 years long, because it really was an intense month of integration. So as we left 2019 behind and moved into the big energy of 2020, we had to have a period, almost like a waiting room, where we had to spend some time, integrate our old selves into the new self that we're embodying in this year. And that takes a little bit of time, guys. It doesn't happen right when the clock strikes 12 on December 31st. We need a little bit of space and time in order to get all these things at play working together nicely. And January really was the month that was that ground for it. It was ground zero. So a lot of rough shit happened in January. A lot of things that no longer serve had to fall away almost immediately, almost instantly in January. If you had a lot of things just up and leave your life, or a lot of things all of a sudden turn on a 180 unexpectedly but made you open your eyes for the first time, you can thank the energy of January 2020 for that. No, but seriously, thank January, because as tough as it may have been for a lot of us, what it was trying to do is teach us old lessons, get us to look at things that we weren't fully looking at, that we hadn't fully accepted or released or learned, lessons that we hadn't learned. We had to do it in that moment, because as we go into this 2020 year, which is a big energy year, we have to be prepared. Our vessels have to be in alignment for that energy in order to receive the things that we need to receive, in order to walk the path this year that we're meant to walk. We can't be of old energy and old vibrational harmony trying to align to the new if we are not allowing the new to completely embody us. Does that make sense? So February will come as a relief to a lot of us. Not to say that we're not still working through lessons, but it'll be less intense, guys. And we have actually the Pisces energy that's going to be taking over in February to thank for that, and we'll get into it. The first thing I want to talk about happening in February will be on the 2nd of February, right away, right off the bat. Venus in Pisces forms a sextile to Pluto in Capricorn. So a sextile is a 60-degree angle between two planets. So between Venus and Pluto, we're going to have a sextile, and Venus is sitting in Pisces right now, and Pluto is sitting in Capricorn. So that's going to be that energy that's going to come together. And a sextile is a cooperative energy. They work together to bring out the best of both. So this is a good thing for us. So with Venus and Pisces, we can think all of the lovey things, all of the really deep, emotional, intense connection of love. And then with Pluto in Capricorn, you can think about it as bringing up shadow work, really working hard, applying ourselves to work through some shadow things. So when these two planets sextile each other, we can have this combination of deep, intense love that we want to work for, that we're going to see a lot of hard work put into so that we can reap rewards from it. It's a really good way to start the month. On February 3rd, Mercury enters Pisces. Now, the planet Mercury, the communication planet, when it falls into Pisces, it's known as being in detriment, meaning it's not at its best here. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Coming from, personally speaking, my natal Mercury is in Pisces, so this is how I naturally live every day, guys, is with this detriment placement, okay? So what this means is that while the words that I speak may not necessarily be rooted in logic or intelligence on the surface level, they're more rooted in intuition and empathy and emotion and deep, intense visions and feelings, okay? So these are like really big energies, really big words. It doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It means that there's a different way of communication that comes through. So when Mercury enters Pisces, we are going to see a lot more visions and dreams take over as the main form of communication between us and everyone else. On top of when you have Mercury in Pisces, because it is such a highly intuitive channel of communication, this will open up our own intuition. So if you don't have a Mercury in Pisces, this is a really good time for you because you can allow that channel between yourself and divine and God to come through a lot more clearer if you just release the logic that you're used to. Really tap into your intuition here. Allow that energy to flow freely. You're being supported when Mercury enters Pisces on the 3rd. On February 7th, Venus enters Aries. This is going to be kind of a very fun, fiery time for love matters. Venus being our planet of love, right? How we flirt, how we love, how we act in relationships, and Aries being impulse and determination and fire starter energy, okay? So when we think Aries, we're thinking of like go get 'em and balls to the wall and no shits given, right? No regrets. That's Aries. Aries just goes for it all the time at 100 and they don't care. They don't give a fuck about it. So when we have Venus in Aries, you can expect a lot of fun, flirty, no strings attached type of energy coming. So don't be surprised if you feel that energy kind of boiling up in you and you just want to get your freak on a little bit. Totally fine. That's exactly what's happening here. It's more than okay to have the experience just to have the experience. That's what Venus and Aries is telling you. Go for it. On February 9th, we have our full moon of the month, and this full moon will land in the sign of Leo. And this is a really beautiful, beautiful time because the moon is represented by Cancer, and Cancer is the mom sign, and the moon is also very divinely feminine, right? It's all about the nurturing and the mothering energy that comes through to us, and Leo is divinely masculine, and Leo is connected with the sun. So we have the moon sitting in the sign that is connected to the sun. So what this means is that we're bringing both of those energies together for a really nice wholeness, sense of wholeness, balance within us. Divine feminine with the divine masculine meeting together, balancing everything out, allowing us the opportunity and the space to embrace us 100% who we are in all aspects, right? So we don't have to deny any parts of ourselves. This full moon is really asking us and giving us permission to marry the two and have them be in perfect harmony and unison from this point on. Also, don't be surprised if you feel like posturing or if you feel like you see a lot of people posturing during this full moon in Leo, because Leo really is about strutting their stuff, right? They really are the sign of self-love in all its entirety. Self-love, self-obsession, self-absorption a little bit, but it's not bad. It's a good thing to be into yourself, to really view yourself through the eyes that we want others to view us through. Leo brings that message in a big way for us, so embrace it. Embrace yourself. Take all the selfies you want. Gas yourself up. Strut your shit and own it. At the same time, embracing that divine feminine energy and bringing that nurture to the self-love, okay? So really, really good balance here. All right, on February 16th, the planet Mars enters the sign of Capricorn. Mars is the planet of war, yes, but it's also the planet of action, right? Let's go get it done right now. Let's get to it. And Capricorn really is the success-driven, achievement-oriented sign. Everything they do is rooted in how far will this take me? Will this get me the accolades and the attention that I need? Will this raise me in stature somehow, right? So when we have Mars entering the sign of Capricorn, you can expect to have those visions for yourself, those dreams, those goals that you've set aside for yourself, that you've planned. This transit will help to light a fire under that energy to actually get you to go and do the things. Like, let's do it. No more planning it out. No more making lists or pie graphs or charts. It's time to actually go do the thing. And it's a great energy to support the success in these endeavors. So that's a big thing to understand here, is that it's not only pushing you to do the thing, but you are supported in actually achieving the thing that you want to do. Utilize this energy to really get going, guys. Okay, February 17th, we're gonna have our very first Mercury retrograde of 2020, and it will fall in the sign of Pisces. And it will last until March 10th. So we'll be sitting in this particular energy for a few weeks. And what this is gonna bring us is, I hate to say it, but it's gonna be a lot of confusion, maybe some foggy thoughts and visions, hard to reach visions, right? So when we talked about Mercury in Pisces, we talk about being in detriment, but also opening up the flow to the divine a little bit more. Less left brain, a little bit more right brain. When it goes retrograde, when we have the retrograde action, the spinning backwards, it appears to spin backwards or rotate backwards. What we're seeing is a slowing down of that energy as a whole. So we already have Mercury in Pisces as a detriment. When it retrogrades, it takes that down and it just slows it down so much more. Remember how I said when you have Mercury in Pisces, kind of allow yourself to open that channel to the divine a little bit more, allow those messages to come in. When it's retrograde, that might be harder to do. It might be a little bit more difficult to get that channel tuned in to the right station. You might have a lot more static going on. And that's okay, because what the retrogrades are here to teach us is how to slow down during these periods, how to use this energy in a way that allows us to reflect, release, and rebuild in a new way so that we can have a different way of looking at it, a different understanding, a little bit more clarity through another lens. Do not push through this energy during the retrograde. The best thing you can do is surrender, release, and allow. Whatever is to happen, allow it to happen. Don't freak out, don't panic, don't tense up. Don't build up anxiety because you're not able to communicate with your spirit self or you're not able to get messages as clearly. It's okay. What we need to do is trust that they're still coming. They're just coming in a little slower, and maybe we're not even supposed to hear them right now. Maybe it's supposed to be this way so that we just take the time just to be and not really do, but just be. On February 19th, the sun will enter the sign of Pisces. So we're having the buildup with all of these planets turn into the sign of Pisces right before the sun hits, as it always is. So on the 19th, we're in the sign of Pisces completely, and empathy will abound here. This is really the sign of the empath, okay? Pisces feels everything on such a deep level. And we can't talk about being an open empath without discussing shielding. So because we're in the sign of Pisces and the empathy energy is going to be heightened, guys, all right? So don't be surprised if you're crying every 5 seconds, or if things are affecting you on a deeper level, or if you can understand others' pain much more than you ever could before. This is the energy that's kind of circling around us, and we want to make sure that we do shield ourselves appropriately, because we don't want to be just these open vessels for everyone else's and everything else's energy around us. We have to make sure that we kind of protect ourselves, set up a little barrier. And this is just so we don't become drained, so that we don't absorb too much that's not ours. It just becomes too much for us. We don't want that, because Energy, if it has no place to go, has no choice but to manifest in the physical. And we don't want to get sick, right? No one wants to be sick. So that's why it's so important to have shielding practices in place, whether it's crystals that you're going to use and carry on you as shielding talismans, whether it's archangels that you want to call in. Michael is a favorite for shielding, whether it's building a bubble around yourself, envisioning a bubble that surrounds you everywhere you go at all times and nothing can penetrate it. There are a lot of different shielding methods you can use. The most important thing to understand is that everything is rooted in intention. So as long as your intention is there, it works, okay? But do have the focused intention, the conscious awareness of shielding throughout the sign of Pisces. Now, when the sun is in Pisces, this is also going to be a time for us to heal ourselves, but also to heal others, right? Because when we are this open vessel of empathy, the gift that comes with that is healing, and really to allow others the space, a safe space to come and heal in. Be that shoulder to cry on. Be that ear that listens. Be that warm hug for someone. By allowing yourself to be that empathic healer for others, you're allowing yourself to be healed as well. It's twofold, guys. It goes both ways. Also, this is a time where there are going to be mirrors everywhere. So everyone is going to be reflecting back to themselves what they see and what they don't like in themselves. So if you come across people and they're behaving in a way that really just rubs you the wrong way, really just pisses you off, take a moment, because we're in Pisces, and what that's telling you is this is something in you that you don't like about yourself. Mirrors are going to be everywhere, more so than they already are. Every day we're being mirrored, but in Pisces, the awareness becomes heightened, okay? So I'm asking you to bring the consciousness to that awareness so that we understand where this is coming from. We can learn these lessons and grow through them. And it's important to always trust your intuition, even in a Pisces retrograde. Intuition is strong here in the sign of Pisces, so trust it. That gut feeling that you get, that hair standing on end that you get, the cold shivers, whatever it is, whatever physical tell that you have, lean into it and trust it. Follow that rabbit trail down because it's telling you something. On February 20th, Jupiter in Capricorn will sextile Neptune in Pisces. So again, sextile is a cooperative angle. It really brings the energies of the Jupiter planet and the Neptune planet together. So we have Jupiter in Capricorn. Jupiter really is the planet of luck and expansion, and Capricorn is right, hard work and achievement. And then we have Neptune, the planet of dreams and emotion and visions and intuition in the sign of Pisces, and matching up to that same energy. When there's sextile, we can really see these energies form together to bring us the perfect storm of allowing our visions, our dreams to manifest in a very real way, in a very tangible way, in a way that not only seems to happen quickly and effectively, but also successfully. So don't be surprised if your dreams and your visions all of a sudden start appearing in real life, in real time. That's what this energy is supporting. This is the perfect time to ground your goals and your hopes and your dreams and your wishes and your visions into something real. Allow them to take shape, allow them to be born into this world. Finally, on February 23rd, we have our new moon in Pisces. This is the time where intentions need to be set. Prayers up. It's a new phase of spiritual flow. It's a new opportunity to allow your channels to open in bigger ways, to communicate in a more intuitive way, on intuitive level. So if you have been wanting to expand those channels, the clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairtangence, clairgustance, any and all of the clairs, this is the time to set those intentions for that. Get them written out, give them life, and send them up. Release them and allow them to come back to you in a big way. Okay, let's talk about our crystal of the month. Every month, I channel in a crystal that the energies help to support that of the month. So if you don't have this crystal I'm talking about, I do suggest going out and getting a piece to carry on you all month long. That's what I do. I actually have a pocket piece that I will use all month of the crystal of the month to keep that energy on me, to keep me aligned with the vibrational harmony of February. And this month, It's a very special crystal. It's one that I absolutely love working with, and it really brings in the energies that we just discussed during the astrological transits. So this month we're going to be working with Moonstone. And I have a really pretty moon-shaped moonstone crystal here. This is a rainbow moonstone. Moonstone can come in rainbow, it can come in a dark moonstone, it can come in a peach moonstone. There's quite a few different varieties of moonstone that you can work with. This is the one that I have chosen to work with. Any moonstone will work, guys. I'm not really particularly honing in on a specific version of it. So if you have a peach one that you'd rather work with or a dark one, that's totally fine. This one's gonna be my buddy all month long. Moonstone is a stone for new beginnings. So we talked about January being a really tough month, and even though yes, January is the first month of the year and we have a beginning of the year there, it really didn't start to integrate, or isn't going to start to integrate until February, really allowing us the chance to start over here, okay? So Moonstone, using this stone of new beginnings in the month of February, makes sense because we can really begin to start fresh here. This stone supports inner growth and strength, something that we need at all times, I think, as we navigate this world, as we're constantly expanding and learning our lessons and growing ourselves. So this crystal supports that energy. It really just wraps itself around us energetically and lifts us up, bringing in deep divine strength, allowing for that growth to take shape. It of course enhances intuition because of course it's a moonstone and the moon is linked to the intuitive channels, to intuition itself. So Moonstone obviously opens that up. It also promotes calmness. It stabilizes emotions, right? The moon also regulates our emotions just like the tides, just like it controls the tides. We are made up of mostly water. It also controls our emotional water and flow in that way. And it helps to bring success and fortune in love and life. Now, who wouldn't want to work with this all the time? Moonstone is such a lovely energy. It's so nurturing. It's so peaceful. It's gentle, but it's so effective. It works really, really well. Moonstone also helps to bring out hidden truths within, right? So it supports us in swimming in the deep waters of our own thoughts, of our own beliefs, and our own patterns, helping us to acknowledge them and bring them to the surface so that we can be complete in ourselves, so that we don't have to hide things away. We don't have to brush them under the rug. We can bring them to the surface. We can integrate them and we can allow our whole self to be known. It's also a stone known to protect during travels. So if you're taking a flight or you're taking a trip, Moonstone is a great one to just have in the car or in your bag. And this also includes astral projection travel. So if you are one who does astral project or want to astral project, Moonstone is a great companion to have with you, either in your hand or under your pillow. And it promotes fertility. So if you are looking to get pregnant during this time, Moonstone is a great stone to help enhance that energy. The moon, the mother moon, right? She's all about fertility. She's all about that nurturing energy. So of course, Moonstone really is a powerful punch when it comes to that. Now, that's not to say that working with this will get you pregnant. Don't be afraid to touch it. It's not going to get you pregnant, but it does support that energy if that's something you already want to bring into your life. It's associated with the crown chakra, which is right here at the top of your head, the 7th chakra, and it promotes oneness, peace, and wisdom with self and source. An excellent stone to work with any time of year, but especially during this month of February. This is your BFF. Okay, let's talk about our oil of the month. Every month I do also channel in an oil whose energies and metaphysical properties are ones that we want to be working with all month long to keep us in alignment with the energies of the month. And they go perfectly hand in hand with the crystal and the mantras and the message and everything. It's a really lovely cohesive team of support tools. This month we're going to be working with lavender oil. Okay, everyone's familiar with lavender. I personally use doTERRA oil. I will also put my doTERRA link right here in case you want to get your own version. There is not a single person on this planet, I don't think, who's a stranger to lavender oil. It's a classic for a reason. It really is the oil for soothing, for calm, for healing, for purification. It brings in all those really good nurturing feels. Do you guys see a pattern here? It also promotes balance and inner peace and harmony within ourselves, between ourself and source. It increases our awareness and our intuition. It's linked to the crown chakra just as much as the moonstone is, and it also connects to the heart. So the best ways to use this oil this month, and oh my God, I love lavender. It smells so good, is we can put a little drop right on the crown. It's not gonna hurt anything. It's not gonna make your head greasy. I would also recommend doing a little drop right from the third eye down a little bit. And then you can also put some right on your heart chakra. So connecting the crown, the third eye, and the heart, really bringing that energy from source all the way down into us. So for direct application, those are the best spots. Now we can also use lavender in so many different ways. You can take a lavender oil bath. So draw yourself a really nice, relaxing bath. Put about 2 to 3 drops of lavender oil in it and just allow that aroma and the energy of the oil to overtake you, to take you away. Lavender, take me away, right? Who needs Calgon when you have lavender oil? Diffusing oil in your home is naturally always a good choice. Also filling a spray bottle with water and putting 1 to 2 drops of lavender oil in it and then just spraying and spritzing around the home helps to purify and cleanse the area. You can smudge with lavender oil, guys. It doesn't always have to be sage or Palo Santo. You can use so many different other herbs and oils to cleanse and purify and remove negative energies and blocks and bring in the positive. Expand your horizons a little bit. Also, lavender is the perfect oil to help promote sleep and calm and clarity in dream time. So dropping a couple of drops, 1 to 2 on your pillowcase before you go to sleep, or taking that spray bottle of water and lavender oil and spritzing your pillowcase will really help to facilitate deep sleep, restful sleep, but also open up those dream time channels where you can communicate with your higher self and source and your guides. All month long, we're using lavender. Don't be shy. Every day, anoint yourself or use it in one of the other ways that we talked about. Okay, it's time for our message of the month. Every month, I pull from this deck. It's called the Soul Journey deck. It's by a really good friend of mine. Her name is Nancy Hess. You can find her on Instagram at SF Spirit House. It stands for San Francisco Spirit House. She's one of the most powerful mediums that I have ever met in my entire life. I can personally attest to the intensity and accuracy of her gifts. She's amazing. I'm so glad I know her. I'm so blessed to have her in my life, and we are all blessed that she created this deck for us, because this deck is like therapy in a box. So every month I pull a card from this deck because it really does help to get us thinking and moving in the right direction. This deck is filled with challenges, self-reflections, self-examinations, quotes, all things that promote the energetic flow to come in different ways that we might not have even thought about. So I'm just giving it a good shuffle here. And perfect. Okay. As always. So our card today, or for this month, is a self-examination. And it says, noticing and reflecting on the calls and pulls from my shadow self, that part of myself that I may hide. What parts of myself am I hiding? Why do I hide them? What would happen if I, instead of hiding, brought those parts into the light? Guys, I was just talking about shadow self, right? Bringing out the hidden depths of yourself, like not brushing it under the rug, really pulling it into the surface so that it can be integrated with us and we can be whole. This card comes at the perfect time. So this is what we need to reflect on or examine, self-examination for the entire month of February. Write it down, take a screenshot, do whatever you need to do. But this message and these questions, these examination questions, are really going to help to propel forward the lessons that we need to learn and the growth that we want to bring in. Perfect for February 2020. We're not hiding ourselves anymore. We're really bringing it all out into the light. And it's so funny because one of the reasons why I only had this video on the open classroom in my private class was to kind of hide it a little bit, to not bring it into the public eye. And for the first time ever, here we are. It's public now. This is very much on brand, on time, on message for all of us. All right, and then the last thing we have to go over is our mantras for the month. Every month I channel in mantras that we say every single day, at least once a day out loud. It can be in the morning, it can be at night, it can be when you take a shower, it can be in your car when you're driving to work, it can be whenever, but I want you to take, and it literally just takes a few minutes to recite these mantras once a day out loud. The best way to do it is to grab something like a mini mala or a regular size mala or a rosary, right? Because it's the same energy, it's the same practice, the same ritual, no matter what, where you're going to recite each mantra with a bead. One mantra per bead. And when you get to the end of the mantras, you repeat until you get all the way around the beads. Whatever you're using, mala, rosary, it doesn't matter. This happens to be my personal mini mala. It's the Akashic Crystal Healing Mala, and it is for sale and recreation at Mala Malama Love, and you can check her out on Instagram. Christine Gal is amazing. She makes the most intuitively powerful pieces. I just adore her. So if you want to get one of these, please go see her. She has them for sale. They do align with the energies of Akashic Crystal Healing, which is all about teaching and learning and growth and expansion. So our mantras for the month this month are, and we have 4 this month, so it's not a lot. So like I said, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you repeat them all the way around, okay? The first mantra is, I embrace the unknown. It allows me to expand beyond my limitations. And that's really what February is about, right? We're not really going to know what's going to go on this month because it is a new month, it is a new beginning, and we do have the retrograde, which is really all about the unknown, especially when it's in Pisces. We cannot know, we cannot reach that channel. So embrace it, embrace the unknown, because that's what's going to allow your expansion and your growth. Mantra number 2. My thoughts are my compass. They guide me into and out of every reality I create. I want you guys to understand that. You create your own reality with your thoughts. Period. End of story. There's no other way around it. It doesn't get more complicated than that. It really doesn't. You don't like the channel you're on, change it. Change your thoughts, change your reality, change your world. So your thoughts really are your compass. They're the ones directing you and guiding you to where to go to next. And if you don't like it, you're in control of your thoughts, guys. You have every right and every authority to change it. Mantra number 3. I am my own peace. I seek within to find my truth. Guys, you can't keep looking outside of yourself for things like peace or success or love or anything. It doesn't exist. Happiness, it's all within first. You cannot find it outside of yourself. You have to go within. You have to seek within to find what is your truth, your personal truth, not anyone else's. Because what's true for you is not true for someone else, and you can't compare the two. So you have to find your truth to find your peace, because that's where it is. Mantra number 4. I love me, I love me, I love me. It's simple, but it's so effective. We really are embracing ourselves in the month of February, embracing the wholeness of us, even if we don't understand what that means or where it's going to lead. Do the thing and have the power, right? Ralph Waldo Emerson, famous quote. It's not have the power before you go and do the thing. It's do the thing and have the power. It's in that order for a reason. We have to go within to find our power, to find our truth so that we can do the things we want to do. That's it, guys. That is the first energy support report for YouTube, but not the first for me. But I'm so excited to bring it to this platform. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I also have to plug our ESR kits for a moment here because my sister at the Crowned Crystal Apothecary makes our beautiful kits for the month. And this month they're going to include crushed moonstone crystals in her candle as well as drops of the lavender oil. So you have the tools all in one. We also have created some moonstone stretch bracelets for you this month to wear to have that crystal energy on you at all times. Quantities are limited, so if you want one, please make sure to head over to my Instagram or her Instagram at Akashic Crystal Healing or at the Crowned Crystal Apothecary to claim one. And allow that energy to be in your space all month long. Really easy peasy putting it together in one kit. You'll also get a copy of all the mantras so that you have a physical copy that you can sit there and recite every day as you light your candle, as you wear your bracelet, say your mantras out loud, really bringing in all that good energy. Thanks for being here. Super excited to continue to do this on this platform in this way, and I hope you join me next month.